Okay. Stuff. My fridge. That's what we need to see. Oh, you know what? My recipe cards upstairs. Let's see. So yeah, we're back with Chef's Plate this week.
Hi.
This week. It's just so I can check the levels on it. Actually, it's quiet. Hey Lucy, do I come across clearer now? I gotta adjust my microphone levels here. They are set up for a much more sensitive mic than theirs. I'm guessing it was basically inaudible like previously. Hold on, let me crank that gain. Oh, that's a bit too much gain. Okay. I'm gonna make a bit of a loud noise here to check my peak levels. But okay. Microphone fixed. Let's try that again. Hello, welcome to Mealtime with Dad. Surprise, unscheduled Tuesday. It is Tuesday today, isn't it? Wednesday stream.
Hi.
With Mealtime Son as well. We got offered a sweet deal from Chef's Plate, so we are cooking with them this week. Lucy says, "Hello, Mini Dad." Mini Dad. We are making a Coronation chicken inspired rice pilaf. You like the look of that? Why are you shaking your head? It's delicious. You'll love it once you get to it. Grab all of our ingredients out here. Get them all situated in one place. Stuff. That mayonnaise. And just because I can, we're gonna bust out some big icon brand. Come on. So Lucy, how's your week treating you? I still haven't set up the good boy, good girl redeem yet on the channel. But if you would be so kind, could you try redeeming something using some gremlin points? I want to see if the alert works. Ooh. Story time.
Lucy per 1234 just redeemed story time with dad.
Let me just shift a few things around here then. We're just going to quickly cycle through some scenes. Could I do this in studio mode without doing the scene changes? Yes. I think it just said Lucifer. I didn't hear a T on it. Cool. So that rice animation that used to have a background on it, it took me forever to find a good anime fried rice being tossed into the air animation that was good quality. Literally, I searched for like 3 weeks on and off looking for one until I found one. Then I used an AI background removal tool to pull out the background so it could be transparent. So I could incorporate it into an alert. But here's the result. And now I owe you a story. I am going to do a rain check on that until the end of the stream. But don't let me forget that I owe you. Okay? Hey, you owe me a story. Nearly bedtime. Okay. Preheat your oven to a high broil. Definitely haven't done that, so we're going to start on the preheat. What kind of rice do we have here? Basmati rice. We have basmati rice, and this recipe doesn't tell you to wash your rice, which is almost criminal when it comes to basmati rice. If you are cooking with basmati rice and you don't wash it until the water runs clear, it is going to taste not nearly as good as it would if you took the time to properly rinse it. Let me show you. You see all this shit in there? How cloudy that water is? You don't want that in your rice. That is a whole bunch of starch, a whole bunch of dust from processing. Don't want it. And if you don't wash your rice, that scary Asian dude with the long hair is going to break into your house and scream at you. So, none of these things are good. Just wash your fucking rice. All of next week, we are doing sponsored streams from HelloFresh. If you know of anyone who... No, there's this other Asian dude with long hair who makes vaguely threatening Facebook shorts and other short videos where he'll just lose his shit at people who don't wash their rice. Okay, let's do some Googling together. So I googled threatening Asian wash rice, and he's about the fourth result. So here. Infinite stream. This guy. My bad.
The water runs clear.
Why should we? So you're telling us that we need to wash our rice?
Yes, at least 3 to 4 times or until the water runs clear.
Why should we listen to you?
Well, if you won't listen to me, how about that?
Who that?
Martha freaking Stewart! Why you should always wash your rice. The reason for washing rice is cleanliness.
I sometimes just put it in a bowl like this and wash, wash, wash. Look how cloudy the water is. That's all the starch that's coating the rice grains. And you really like to remove that if you want a really light and fluffy rice.
Martha Stewart washes her rice.
Who's Martha Stewart?
Shut up! So yeah, Martha Stewart, she washes her goddamn rice. Hey Martha, call me. And you should too, unless you don't want fluffy, delicious rice.
There you go. That vaguely threatening Asian man will break into your home if you don't wash your rice and scream at you. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled content. Now that you have seen him, you can never unsee him. This recipe wants 1/3 cups of water. Usually I just eyeball how much water goes with my rice, but when the recipe's telling me stuff like that, it's usually because if you put in too little, you'll burn your rice, it'll boil down too quick. So I read and obey. had a colleague that I used to work with. He told me, he's like, I don't like basmati rice, man. I tried it once and it was gross. It just wasn't as good as jasmine. I was like, did you rinse it? Go home, rinse your goddamn rice. Does it? Comes back. Oh man, it was so much better. Yeah. And if you're cooking sushi rice, you want to soak that shit as well. Rinse it, soak it. Anyhow, Brian, welcome back. How was your weekend? How has your week been treating you? You have survived Monday and Tuesday. Congratulations. Today we are cooking Coronation chicken inspired Pilaf. Pilaf is a fun word to say. It sounds like something you would do if you saw something humorous while urinating. Okay. A medium pot. This pot, medium. Add rice and 1 1/3 cups of water. Bring to a boil over high heat. Once boiling, cover and reduce heat to medium-low. Cook for 12 to 15 minutes. How about myself? Things going all right. We late last week we picked up a sponsorship through Stream Elements for conveniently HelloFresh. So that pleased me. It's been slow. Been tinkering with the stream. Added some alert popovers, so if you redeem channel points, it tells me what you've redeemed. I'm putting together subscriber badges this week. Our 3 emotes that I currently have are now live, and they look awesome when they are gigantified. Brian, thank you very much. Thank you for contributing to the dream of taking this full time. As always, if you know any folks that you think would enjoy this kind of content, please send them my way. Let's build this community together. Okay. Peel cut onion into water in slices. Oh yeah, I'm going to be adding transitions as well. So when I do scene changes, like an egg will get dropped onto the screen and then lift up on like a spatula. Haven't quite figured that one out yet, but you know. Briefly touching back on the HelloFresh sponsorship, the promotion code is now live on one of the panels in my About section, so you can use it. You get 10 free meals. I think free delivery as well. I think you might be able to do exclamation point hello fresh to get the code. Actually, I have a scene for this. There you go. So yeah, any new user of HelloFresh can redeem that code, and the more people that actually use that code within the and order a box within their first week of creating an account, directly go towards the sponsorship payout. It caps out at like over $1,000, and I would use that to actually purchase a fully rated animated VTuber avatar for the stream. So it goes straight back into the stream, basically. We're gonna grab 3 cloves of garlic. Actually, you know what? Jesus Christ. Yeeting everything everywhere. We just use the rest of this head of garlic, which is actually 4 cloves. Oh yeah. Just before the stream went live, I created a exclamation point lost and exclamation point lost count command for the bot. So if you spot me pause and start looking around and it's become clear I've lost the utensil, you can hit me with an exclamation point lost, and it will now keep track of my ADHD brain losing the things I need to, you know, continue the stream. I will also be adding a command that you can use to track my deaths caused directly by my son in video games. Probably something like exclamation point patricide. Hey man, if watching me cook made you hungry, that's a very high compliment. I appreciate the compliment. Okay, 1/4-inch half moons on the carrot. Oh god, the AI companions in Warhammer are brutal. Never ever focus fire. And there's no... In most squad-based games, you have the option to be like, hey, focus down this target. And the, the companion's like, okay, groovy. And you kill your priority targets. In Warhammer, they're like, oh, you want me to focus this target? No, I'm going to run over here into this corner and shoot these grunt enemies. While the big bad just bends you over. Sound familiar? Sound about right? What difficulty mode are you playing on? And are you playing on PC or console? You can find me on Steam. Obviously, Mealtime with Dad. So if you want someone who is still as dumb as an AI companion, but can actually aim, then hit me up. So right now we're just getting our garlic naked. So we're gonna make a garlic sauce. By the way, the kakuni I made is so good. It's easy to mess up pork chops in a crock pot because they're such a lean meat. So if you go too long or your temperature's too high in there, they're just going to come out tough or flavorless. So, yeah, there you go. The only pork I would ever do in a crock pot would be like pork shoulder, basically, or pork belly. And in the case of pork belly, I would then be broiling it to get a good crisp on the actual skin or on the fat. In fact, before I put it in the crock pot, I'd be putting it on a hard sear in the pan so you can reduce some of the fat down from the belly. That's what I actually did in the Okuni recipe. That's where that was the starting point for that, was frying the belly to reduce some of the fat out of it. but with pork chops. Yeah, not crock pot. If it was an instant pot, yes, because then you're cooking it under pressure. So it'll cook quickly. I'm guessing you were cooking them in like some kind of liquid, right? Yeah, so it's easy. If the liquid is too acid, it can leach the moisture out, or if it just sits in the liquid too much, all the fat content, instead of leaching into the meat, it can leach out into your sauce. You really only ever want meat to go in a crock pot if it's going to go in there for a long ass time, and it's a tough piece of meat, like a shoulder or a brisket, not something lean like a chop. Next time, what you could do is do a hard sear on your pork in a frying pan. And then put it in partway through the sauce cooking process towards the end. Or what you could do is you could do a reverse sear. Have you ever heard of a reverse sear before? So typically reverse searing is what you want to do on on a thicker piece of meat. Like if you have something 1.5 inches thick to 2 inches thick, it's especially amazing with like ribeye steaks. You first of all you bake it in the oven, and then once you're done baking it, or roasting it in the oven to its desired level of doneness, then you take it out, and then you're very quickly into a screaming hot pan, in and out, just to get the caramelization and the crust on it. So doing it in the oven gives you an even cook throughout, instead of getting like the ring of well done where you've browned it. You get a very thin layer of well doneness where you've crusted it, and then the rest is evenly cooked through. Yeah, I strongly recommend giving the reverse sear a whirl if you've never done it before. It's really not hard to do, and it's quite difficult to screw up. While I a chef, I am too ADHD to be able to function in such a high pressure, and too autistic, function in such a high pressure, high speed environment. Cooking and food is something I'm passionate about and I enjoy. But I could never do it professionally at the speed required. Plus, the hours just aren't compatible for the kind of parent I want to be either. Okay. Next step of the recipe: in a small bowl, quarter teaspoon of garlic, mayonnaise. Oh, it's actually meant to be 1/8, whatever. And 2 tablespoons of water. Whoa. You know, I actually learned stuff like this, not just from cooking, but um, it supplemented my knowledge and my ability to be a better butcher. Yes, they do. HelloFresh gives you everything apart from like sugar, salt, and pepper. And when it's brown sugar, they do supply that to you. And they don't supply you the cooking oils needed. But, for example, we're cooking chef's plate today, but this was the required amount of mayonnaise needed for this particular recipe. The nice thing is, if you like the recipes, you just keep the card, buy the ingredients in bulk and make it to yourself if you so desire. Okay. 2 tablespoons of water. 1, 2. I'm also going to be adding a to-do list widgets to the stream. So then if you know there's something you guys decide you want me to do or add to the stream, we can add it to my to-do list so we don't have to rely on my shitty, poorly functioning brain to remember things. Like I need to set up a Amazon affiliate store. So then I can say, if you want to buy a good mini mixer wand, you can get this guy for about $30. It's USB-C rechargeable. And it even comes with a nice little stand, so you don't lose your stuff. Yes, buddy. Can I come there? I suppose so. Do I bake like cakes and pastries? Very infrequently I do. What's up, bud? Yes. Here you go. You are welcome. Sorry about that, folks. I was requested for technical support by a very important person. Okay. See these words right here? Come on, focus. Someone at Chef's Plate understands that you should put your shit in a bowl to season it and coat it. Whereas the other recipe kits are like, put it on a tray and then toss. No! Good job, Chef's Plate. You did it right. Ugh, need to get a new tablet to run my OBS Blade on. This old ass iPad, the app is crashing on it. Okay, next step. Grab your kitchen foil. I'm not sure if you were here when I mentioned this in my stream, but there is a right way and a wrong way to use kitchen foil. if you want to keep heat inside what you're cooking, stop escaping. The shiny side touches your food. If you don't want heat to get to what you're cooking, the shiny side goes on the outside.
About 60 miles.
If you're doing it the other way, you're trying to fight the laws of thermodynamics. Fight which no one has yet figured out how to win. Although if anyone does figure out how to win that fight, that's going to be a doozy of a discovery. Medium bowl. Yeah, you see how this one's like more matte? And this one is more effective. Heat will literally bounce off the reflective side, whereas it will be more absorbed by the matte side. So you want the heat to try to leave, and then hit the reflective side and bounce back into the food you're trying to keep warm. It does make a difference. Okay. Prepare a foil-lined baking sheet. So in this case, I want the heat to be bouncing back to the chicken that this is sitting on. Actually, no, in this case, I want the heat to be more absorbed by the foil around it. So, shiny side down. This kitchen scissors have left the kitchen. Okay. Kitchen scissors retrieved. You're gonna pat dry chicken tenders, which you can't currently see due to camera angle. Oh, I am. Sorry about that. That's likely because my microphone settings are I just imported all my OBS stuff from my desktop computer to my laptop. And that means that the settings are actually kind of out of whack for this microphone, as the microphone upstairs is a much larger, much more sensitive condenser mic instead of this little wireless one that I'm currently wearing. midstream microphone devil fuckery. No, I do not want any involvement with that kind of cowboy streamer behavior. Seeing as there are like 5 different filter presets that run on my microphone to both adjust how I sound, to limit background noise, and to also stop my microphone peaking, blowing out your eardrums. But I appreciate you speaking up and telling me about it, instead of me discovering it like in a week when I watch the VOD and I'm like, what the fuck happened to my audio? Which is incidentally exactly what happened when I watched the VOD of my first ever test stream, which nobody was present for. I just went live to do a test, but I did a full cook. Went to review the VOD, and it turned out that my microphone had been disabled for the entire test stream. So wonderful. Let me see if you know what, I am going to tinker with it. Like, we'll do it live! Alright, am I fading in and out now? Let's maintain an even form of speaking. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Looks good. Getting dark in here. Lights! Ooh.
I know it sounds silly, dear,
There we go.
but do it for me, please.
If anyone here is looking for a smart light bulb solution, Philips Hue lights are the absolute dog's bollocks. Curry Spice Blend. Now, with Chef's Plate, it is important to read what's on the front of the packet, because it may be like, add 2 teaspoons of curry spice blend, when in your hand you are holding a tablespoon's worth. Pregnant pause while I search for my tablespoon measuring spoon. I knew I'd need that fucking lost command sooner than I would have liked. Well, shit. Where the hell did that get to? Okay. We'll just use a half teaspoon one. So we're going to take 2 teaspoons, so 4 half teaspoons. Spice blend smells real good. If, like me, you are prone to launching loose spices everywhere, dump this out of small Tupperware. Do yourself a favor. Okay. 1 tablespoon of oil. I picked up 2 of these fancy smashy oil sprayers / pourers. I haven't yet put my oil in them. If anyone in here buys oil inside a spray can, you're wasting your money big time. Because there's like a couple of tablespoons of oil in there, and then it's mostly just propellant. Total rip off. Okay. So what we're doing right here is we're prepping up the chicken with some salt, or just a half teaspoon of salt, curry spice blend, and some freshly cracked black pepper. So Brian, going back to your question about baking, would you like to see baking content on this stream? Yeah, I was considering doing some baking stuff. And I was toying around with the idea of doing like some more regional cooking from Asia. When it came to sweet, I was thinking of doing like halwa, which is a Indian, and when I say Indian, I mean from India. Huh? You cannot have Dr. Pepper, no. You mean with supper? You mean with your supper? Yeah, you can have some Dr. Pepper with your supper. That's not done yet. Sure. But yeah, halwa is a kind of candy that is traditionally made with carrots, but you can also make it with like pumpkins, and it's like shredded and spiced and delicious. Whoa, watch your hands. Yes, it's warm and you like it, but you had your hands over the door while I was closing it. Can I open the Dr. Pepper? Sure. Now, if you guys are able to get hold of some curry leaves from like where you live, if you can purchase some, we could do a cooking stream together, and I will reveal the secrets of a family recipe, which is spiced tuna cutlets. The secret ingredients are like mustard seeds, curry leaves, and cardamoms. So good. Okay. Once you've seasoned your chicken, put it into your oven, on the middle rack, and broil it. Heat a dry, large nonstick pan over medium heat. Add your almonds and toast 2 to 3 minutes, stirring frequently. Me too. Brian, have you ever had the liqueur called Di Serono before? It is a almond-based liqueur. It is extremely dangerous because it is like drinking liquid marzipan. And as a liqueur, it has a relatively high alcohol content. So between the sweetness, the complete absence of any burn, and the fact that it tastes like you're drinking marzipan, it will get you fucked right up. And because it's the high sugar content in alcohol that causes the hangover, it's going to give you a horrendous hangover if you get drunk on just Disaronno.
Regarde dans la glace. Qu'est-ce que tu vois? Regarde dans la glace. Qu'est-ce que tu vois?
Incidentally, it's why hangovers from like vodka and other grain alcohol, but particularly vodka, don't have as bad of a hangover because they have a very low sugar content. Whereas beer and whiskey and obviously wine have a higher sugar content.
Regarde dans la glace. Qu'est-ce que
That's your rule of thumb though. The darker the drink, the more you'll hate yourself in the morning. What's that, buddy? Is the food almost done? We are on step 4 of 6, buddy. Can we do a gaming stream? Maybe. We'll see how we're doing for time. Okay. Once your nuts are nice and warm and toasty, get them off the pan and onto a plate. Next up, 2 tablespoons of butter, same pan. It looks about right. ASMR sizzling noises at great risk to my face if it spits at me. When butter is melted, add carrots and onions. The scent of the spiced chicken is starting to waft up from inside my oven, and it smells absolutely incredible. Cook these vegetables down until they are tender, which is going to take about 6 to 9 minutes. By the way, folks, this week's recipe collection, the menu is now live at Mission Point Menu. Tomorrow we are doing linguine, because if my son left this place and found out after the fact that I cooked shrimp without him, he would make me pay. Oh man, could you imagine the ability to smell or taste through the internet? People would never leave home. I barely leave home as it is. I'll start selling flavored vape cartridges of the food I cook. You can vape my cooking while watching me cook. Foodception. The technology already exists, so it is actually fully possible to do such a thing. Although it does feel incredibly unhinged that someone would vape the taste of a meal. Mealtime with Dad now in 4D. Additional purchase required while stocks last. But in theory, you could actually make that fucking work. But it does seem so unhinged. Or you get a pack of them. Smoke this while Dad's cooking step 1. And at the end, you just get a flavorless block of tofu that you eat and then take puffs out of it to flavor it. It's so dystopian and cursed. It's probably going to happen in the next 20 years. Consume your block of insect protein while taking regular puffs of your vape. Close your eyes and imagine it's just like being at home. Honestly, man, I don't think we are more than like 30 or 40 years away from seeing insect protein being an actual mainstream thing. Okay, now that we're about 9 minutes deep on softening up these vegetables, we're going to throw in our remaining garlic. And our remaining curry spice blend. Bonk. I am gonna grab this chicken out, trying very hard not to burn my hands. chicken. Now with 50% less insect taste and 30% more meat taste. Almost, buddy. 2 steps left. I'm just getting to step 5 now. Okay. Raisins in the pan. Coronation chicken incorporates raisins into a curry. Vegetable stock powder. And half a cup of water. Yeah, I was thinking of doing like a lamb biryani for one of them. Biryani is an amazing curry, and the ingredients are pretty accessible to most Westerners. Stir to combine. Okay, you have been combined. Congratulations, citizen, you are combined. Stir in the basmati rice. The closer we get to the final product, the hungrier you become, Brian. Is that what I'm seeing here? Like I said, man, it is extremely high praise that cooking can make you feel hungry, even though you're in a completely different nation to me. Okay. And now we're going to cook this for 2 minutes without stirring, 2 to 3 minutes without stirring, to brown the rice. Which is terrifying because if you screw it up, that's it. You're done. It's burned. I bet it's chicken. Yummy. Hey, Junior. Hey, Mr. Man. This. And don't drink all the Dr. Pepper. You like it? Likes it, but ran off to get a drink because the spice hit him. Okay. Okay. And it said cook for another 2 minutes until... Yes, buddy? You did what? 9 laps? Nice. My son had a Terry Fox run. Sure. And now for a message from
Guys,
Junior.
at school I did the Terry Fox run today.
So for those that are not aware or not in Canada, the Terry Fox run is something that a lot of schools in Canada do.
Terry Fox is a treasure.
To celebrate Terry Fox. He was a guy that was diagnosed with cancer when he was quite young. And
He found out when he got cancer when he was 18, and he died when he was 23.
but before he perished, he had his leg amputated, but ran across the length of Canada to raise
He
awareness
had
and
to
raise
stop in Manitoba.
money for cancer research. And he was kind of enshrined as a Canadian national hero because of that.
And he went through 9 thirds of his left 2. His prosthetic leg.
Yeah.
It was just tied onto there. He could take his... He probably took his prosthetic leg off when he slept, right?
Yeah.
Like this whole... And go, yeah.
How's the smell?
Pretty good. Okay. Can I have one more?
Because we're almost done.
I do.
Nothing right now, actually.
Get to anything until we're done.
Nope.
Daddy, look.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
That, Asha, Everything Matters, that's the song. That's the title of the song that was playing.
You didn't say this.
Well, when the song changes, I have something on my computer that says as me, basically, what the song is.
Daddy, why did you say wow?
Because I was talking about Terry Fox, and Lucy was saying wow from what we just talked about.
I did 9 laps in the Terry Fox run. What is this?
Those are toasted almond. Hmm? Yeah, I'm dying.
There's some Cheez-Its that I want to buy.
Hmm?
There's some Cheez-Its that I want
There's some Cheez-Its that you want to buy?
to buy. Yeah. You can get them at any store.
See.
They're the crunch kind.
Okay, let's bring the lights up in here a bit. Bam! Just so you can see the... Here's my webcam. I'm going to pick up the steam rising off this. No.
Yes, it is. Everything's yellow.
Yeah, no, it's too yellow. Let me fix that. There we go. Now we have white light on, so you can see actually what this looks like. There you go. So that is our rice pilaf. Pilaf.
Daddy,
Yes.
what are they called?
Oh, it's Brian and Lucy saying good job to you. Your 9 laps.
Thank you, Brian and Lucy. It was hard. I was aiming for 20.
20.
Yeah.
Damn. That is ambitious.
Last time I got like 4. So last time I got 5.
So you almost doubled what you did last time.
Mm-hmm.
Great job. You should be proud of yourself.
Yeah. Last year I did 5 laps. What do you mean?
He's saying next time you'll get even closer. So keep it up.
What?
Even closer to getting 20.
Maybe. Once I hit at least 10, if I couldn't make it 20, I'd go to 10. Some people made it to 11. make it to 20. I'm gonna aim for 30. Yeah, maybe 40.
Yeah. As you can see, just about done, folks. If you haven't been drinking any water while you've been with me, this is your reminder to hydrate. And then the final step, the garlic mayonnaise sauce we made earlier over the top. It is about to be story time. Do you have a particular story in mind, or should I go find one on the internet? Hey Brian, do you want a bedtime story? Lucy redeemed story time with Dad at the start of this stream. And I promised her that I would do story time as I started to wind down. Also, that garlic mayonnaise is so good. Because of the water I added, it's very, very light. Like in the mouth, it's very light. But it's packed with garlic flavor. Okay. Where is my phone? Photo op time. Which one did I rotate before? There you go. Okay, let's see. We're gonna do a story called Jeffrey the Seagull. Now, bear with me. Let me set some ambiance here. Go over to my my gaming feed here. How's that? Let me pop my chat overlay out here. Pop. Hey. Every day, in good or bad weather, large and small ships pass through a narrow waterway along a rocky coastal landscape. The old lighthouse guided their way, ensuring visibility even at night during heavy storms. Jeffrey the Seagull loved spending his time at the beach. There, he watched the ships come and go, dreaming of the adventures of the seafarers. One day, as he was eating a lugworm, Jeffrey was startled from his daydream by loud honking. He flew towards the harbor, where he could see many large ships crowding in the narrow waterway. It was pure chaos. Thunder's little. Jeffrey scratched his head with his wing. No one knew the harbor as well as he did, and there had never been such chaos here. After all, the lighthouse always helped bring the ships safely into the harbor. Then it became clear to him, the light in the lighthouse must not be working. Bad weather was forecast for that afternoon and the next few days. Jeffrey watched as a thick fog rolled in over the harbor, and rain started to pour. The large ships were dangerously close to shore and each other, as they now also struggled to see. Jeffrey thought about how he could help. He had an idea. He grabbed a small lantern and tied it around his neck. Then he flew into the harbor. The waves were getting bigger, and Jeffrey could barely see a beak's length ahead of him, but he was not afraid. He knew he was the only one who could help now. No one had studied the lighthouse signals for as long or as closely as he had. As the honking grew louder and the smell of engine oil grew stronger, Jeffrey knew he had reached the first ship. He saw a large red wall looming in front of him. He had never been this close to a ship before. He changed course and flew upward. He landed on the ship's railing to get his bearing. It was rocking terribly, and the storm was so strong that he had to cling to the railing so that he wasn't blown away. Carefully, he waddled around on the rusted iron bar. He wanted to see where the front of the ship was. Excuse me. Finally, he turned on his lantern and flew up to the bridge. The beam of light made its way through the thick fog. His feathers were wet and heavy, but he didn't mind. Jeffrey liked the stormy sea. When he saw a large pane of glass in front of him, he knew he had found where the captain of the ship usually sits. Captains steered these huge steel blocks through the ocean using lighthouses for orientation. Jeffrey moved his lantern up and down when he saw an old, bearded man with a blue cap peering through the thick glass pane. He wondered how long this captain had been on this ship. The captain saw Jeffrey and looked quite astonished. He pinched himself to make sure he had not fallen asleep and started dreaming about a seagull with a lantern around his neck. But it seemed to be real. Ahead of him was a soaking wet seagull, flying up and down, eagerly swinging a yellow lantern toward the west. "Is that bird really trying to show me the way?" Captain asked his officer. The latter looked at him strangely. This seagull may be the only creature that can get us out of this storm alive." Jeffrey was getting tired. His wings grew heavy as the storm raged on. "What are they waiting for?" he thought. "I can't fly in place for much longer." Suddenly, the ship honked and the engine grew louder. It hummed and rattled, and a large black cloud enveloped Jeffrey. No longer able to see, he flew up into the sky as fast as he could. From there, he could see the shadow of the ship as it changed course towards the west. Just in time, thought Jeffrey, watching the ship narrowly avoid a big, sharp rock. But there was no time to rest. There were still many ships waiting for Jeffrey's help that day. The end. Thank you everyone for joining me tonight. It is always a unique pleasure to be able to entertain you on my stream. Thank you for your support towards our growth. Let's keep this momentum going and see if we can get partner before, I don't know, this time next year. That would be crazy. I will be streaming back on our regular hours tomorrow, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We'll be cooking shrimp linguine. Stick around for a moment. I'm going to take us into a raid. Say hello to a couple of people. The food is done, buddy. This one is yours. Let me just see. who is online still.
Kasi.
No, we're not going to do a gaming stream. We're not going to do a gaming stream. So it's too late to do a gaming stream. Yes, it is. We're going to go visit our buddy Reeps. Reeps is a Australian variety streamer. Despite his baby face complexion, he's actually 40 years old. He's older than I am. Great humor, lively stream, great community. So let's go say hello. If you have access to the Dad Tombury emote, let's use that. I'm gonna throw it up in my chat here. Hold on, buddy. Hold on, buddy. No, we've got an echo going.
Play a game with that. I'm watching.
Yeah.
What game? Halo?
Maybe. Okay. Let's do this. Raid.
Where's playing? Pretty transfer. What's that game called? Puppy Playtime? No, not Puppy
Your
Playtime.
mealtime with Dad, how you going there, man?